Okay, so then now that I've got my selection, what I want to do is adjust the background in my layer. I could have done a fill layer, but what I'm just going to do is a non-vector based a fill layer. If you're going to use layer, new fill layer, this is a vector-based color. I don't want to do that, only because I'm being lazy right now, and I've already got my other layer. What I'm going to go ahead and do is work just on this brush, with a brush on this layer. Anything I paint in my background is going to take the color attributes of my brush tool. So you can see that now my cactus, because I have this clean selection, looks as if it's sitting on top of a different layer. I'm going to change the blending mode to something that works. I'm going to go lighten. There is lighten in here. Let's leave it a color. Looks a little bit retro and a little bit psychedelic. But from here, what I want to do is I want to take the outlines of those little spiky things. So to do that, the easiest and best way is going to be to duplicate my original layer. You can either right-click on it and say duplicate layer, or you can click and drag it down to the little new icon at the bottom. What that does is it makes a copy of your layer, and of course if we're being prudent, you would rename this to whatever you're going to do with it. I'm going to be lazy and not. To find edges, to make it look like what I've got right here, I need to go through a couple of steps. First off, I need to outline everything that's currently there. This is a nice, relatively clean image with sharp edges. And what's going to be beneficial for me for this, as opposed to using an image of somebody's face that could end up pockmarked, bless you, and horrible looking, is it's naturally going to just break apart. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go to Filter. Forget where it is for a second. It was under Stylize. There we go. Filter, Stylize, Find Edges. So from there, I have nice edges, but I don't have the kind of contrast that I need. What I'm going to go ahead and do, just open up my Curves tool on that layer, which should be Control M, but it's not working for some reason. Adjustments, Curves, and I'm going to blow out the highlights, and by blowing out the highlights, I'm going to drag this little point down across the bottom. And to add in black point detail, I'm going to drag this down across here. And then to raise the midtones, I'm just going to pick a point in the middle and drag it up a bit. So now I've got my highlights, I've got texture, and I've got something that looks roughly similar to what it initially was. I could, if I wanted to, take out all of the color on this, so it's a black and white image sitting on top of another. You can see there's a hint of blue, but I kind of want to leave that in. The shortcut for hue saturation was Control U real quick. So now that I've got that, what I need to do now are go through and make a couple of other layers, and those layers are going to be painted upon. Does anybody see a problem with this? I don't see my sky anymore. If I want to take this sky, this selection that I've already got right here, and apply it to this original image so the blue shows up, I again make a selection by holding Control and click that icon, select the layer that I would like to apply the mask to, and then click the mask button. But now that does the opposite of what I want it to do. How do I fix that? I go to my mask and I invert it. Yep, the shortcut is Control I, Command I on a Mac. So now you see that cactus and the sky separate but still on the same image. And I didn't do any extra work to actually do it. Easy, right? Oh,